Today, cryptocurrencies outperform tech stocks in the third quarter. Crypto interest among millennials plummets from a year ago. And Crypto World takes a deep dive into what makes Solana the fastest blockchain network in the world. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Crypto markets are in the green to close out the week, month, and quarter. By noon Eastern, Bitcoin traded just shy of $20,000, Ether held above $1,300, and Solana jumped to $34. Like I said, we're closing out September and the third quarter, and although Bitcoin is down 3% for September, the cryptocurrency rose by 1% in the past 3 months. In fact, this is Bitcoin's first positive quarter since Q4 of 2021. Ether, meanwhile, is up 30% in the past 3 months and is on track for its best quarter since Q3 of 2021. Now, Bitcoin has traded much like a tech stock this year, but that trend seems to be breaking, at least in the short term. While Bitcoin is up for the quarter, the tech-focused NASDAQ 100 index is down 3% in Q3 of 2022. All right, let's talk about the top stories. First, lawmakers in the U.S. drafted a bill to allow crypto in 401k plans. Senators Pat Toomey and Tim Scott were two of the Republican members of Congress who presented the bill called the Retirement Savings Modernization Act. According to a congressional filing, the proposed bill amends the Employee Retirement Income Security Act of 1974 to add other types of assets fiduciaries are allowed to offer. The bill lists digital assets as a covered investment, which can be managed within a standard 401k savings plan. In a statement, Senator Scott said the bill would, quote, modernize retirement plans to ensure they can provide diverse investments with higher returns. Bitcoin Magazine reported that the bill is likely going to be presented following the midterm elections. Interest in crypto 401ks has been building for some time, and you might remember in April, Fidelity Investments became the first provider to offer crypto for retirement savings by announcing it will give investors the option to put Bitcoin in their 401ks. Next, while it may soon be easier to invest in crypto, a new poll reveals the asset's popularity is on the decline. According to Bankrate's September survey, only about 21% of Americans feel comfortable investing in crypto, down from 35% last year. That drop is more significant among crypto's most profound supporters, millennials. The poll found that nearly 30% of investors between the ages of 26 and 41 say they feel comfortable investing in digital assets. That's down from about half in 2021. This shouldn't come as a surprise given the nearly $2 trillion that's been wiped out of the entire crypto market since Bitcoin hit its all-time high last November. Last, Sam Bankman-Fried's advisor told Elon Musk that he was potentially interested in buying Twitter. This, according to text messages released amid the Tesla CEO's court battle with the social media company. According to a report from Insider and messages reviewed by us, a top advisor to the crypto billionaire contacted Musk in March, saying that he saw his poll about Twitter and free speech. The advisor wrote, quote, I'm not sure if this is what's on your mind, but my collaborator Sam Bankman-Fried has for a while been potentially interested in purchasing it and then making it better for the world. He then provided Bankman-Fried's number to discuss a potential, quote, joint effort in that direction. Musk wrote back asking if the FTX CEO had, quote, huge amounts of money, and the advisor responded by saying he would be willing to contribute as much as $8 to $15 billion. The advisor tried to set up a meeting between the two billionaire CEOs, but as you know, SPF never officially joined the bid to buy Twitter. We reached out to the FTX CEO, but didn't hear back as of 12:30 Eastern. All right, on to our main story, and today we're focusing on Solana. The blockchain network is often seen as one of Ethereum's biggest competitors, thanks to its blazing fast speeds and rapid network growth. But Solana isn't without criticism. Crypto World took a look at what makes the network so fast and what's caused some of its outages.
Solana has been dubbed the fastest blockchain in the crypto world.
We called it blockchain and NASDAQ speed because if you give it enough hardware, theoretically, it can handle the same message load as NASDAQ.
This claim to fame is made possible by something called proof of history. In other blockchain networks, validators will process transactions on the blockchain in chronological order. The first transaction gets processed first, followed by the next one, so on and so forth. In a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, there is no indicator of what time each transaction was created. Validators have to find out when each transaction was created to figure out the order, and this requires a lot of time. Proof of history enables proof-of-stake consensus mechanisms to streamline that process by creating a timestamp on the block. This saves validators time and allows Solana to quickly process numerous amounts of transactions.
Normally in a proof-of-stake consensus, you have one leader who's producing all of the transactions and running the programs and producing blocks. So that leader in Solana is basically continuously computing this hash function. So they're providing evidence that they've been doing some work over time. And as they receive transactions, they'll include those transactions in this like sort of authoritative clock that they're producing. And the advantage of doing that is that when they produce a block of transactions, they can send it to all of the other nodes in the network. Those nodes can sign off of it on it, but concurrently that leader can continue processing transactions.
Well, it's cheap and fast. So on a day-to-day basis, it does over 30 million transactions per day from applications, from users, just from those sources. And Ethereum does about 1 million.
Solana's use of proof of history means much faster transactions, and that attracts developers of dApps, NFTs, and a lot more.
That came out of nowhere. There was no conscious effort from the foundation to fund a bunch of NFT projects or anything like this. This was just artists and developers seeing that the tech stack, that of the Solana blockchain and the Metaplex code base, was really great for them to build projects on, and launching hundreds of thousands of different NFT collections. Q1 of this year, there were about 4.8 million NFTs created on Solana. And in Q2, there were 7.1 million NFTs. One of the things about Solana is it's still a fairly young blockchain. The mainnet beta launched in March of 2020, so the network hasn't really been live for that long. But over that period of time, there's been over 10 major software releases since then. And each one of those adds new features, new support, new development. It upgrades systems to be able to handle 100x the capacity that it previously did. And that pace of innovation is not going to be slowing down.
This puts Solana into direct competition with Ethereum. However, growing too quickly comes with some problems. Think about security risks and downtime, for example.
Usually for a blockchain, if you try to request that it runs a program, there's a mempool or a memory pool which stores all of those transactions that need to be executed. But in Solana's case, someone receives a transaction and they forward it straight to the leader, straight to the computer that's executing all of the programs. And as a result, the leader only has like a 1 gigabit per second connection or some finite size connection, and that can get maxed out. And when that connection gets maxed out, for example, if bots are spamming the network, then that leader is going to get flooded with requests, and it'll cause an outage.
Solana has suffered more than 7 outages due to bots and bugs. Wallets associated with Solana were also hacked.
There's been about 24 hours of downtime over the last 18 months on the network.
And it's unfortunate that those hacks happened, but I think they're fairly solvable from an engineering perspective. But actually figuring out how to get my parents or somebody that's not like a tech savvy like super user to self-custody, sign cryptographic messages, that's still where I feel like we're still so far away from that. So there's a lot of work to be done on that front.
And these issues have cost Solana millions of dollars and weighed on its reputation and trust.
That's been like the hardest thing for us to deal with over the last 3 months. Usually, we can fix problems if there's something comes up or over a day or two because they're pretty minor. But something like reliability sometimes takes a whole release cycle to fix.
Still, these issues don't stop Solana from being on par with Ethereum. As Ethereum is upgrading to be faster, cheaper, and larger, so is Solana.
Solana is really great for high throughput applications that have high composability needs. So they need to invoke a lot of other applications on the same chain. Whereas Ethereum is really good for high decentralization, and it comes at a cost.
1.10, the new release, a lot of folks have noticed that it's much faster, much more reliable. And that's been kind of our MO. Every release gets cheaper and faster and better. And that comes from a lot of our developers also being contributors to Solana. So they know exactly what those problems are, and they know what the solutions are, and they understand that the release cycles need time to bake. So with our developers, we've seen our community come together and help us get more data and actually debug and make the system faster.
Despite their competition, its team believes that Solana and Ethereum can grow together towards a multi-chain future.
Amazon Web Services and the whole cloud revolution just created something new. And it didn't kill Oracle, it just created more options for developers and how to build software and how to use software. I guess you can look at a competing model and say these models are competing with each other, but they're really complementary as well at the same time. And the one that can deliver the most value to the most users and can scale quickly to meet, a global market, sure, there's going to be an advantage there, but I think there's no world where, Ethereum fails or Solana fails. It's just comparative growth.
All right, that's all for Crypto World this week, but we'll be back again on Monday, and we'll see you then.